people are often fearful around death, and they can't imagine it happening to them, or they can't imagine it happening to their child. But we know that death is part of life, and we would often sit at night, slightly in consternation, because we'd spend all day nursing my son and making sure he had the most comfortable, pleasant, entertained day as possible. And then at night we'd be sitting quietly and just recuperating, getting our own energy back and just talking quietly. And yet often we would say, this is quite a beautiful time, isn't it? And it was a beautiful experience, because we were just gently sharing this journey, admittedly with a 4-year-old. So yes, no one wishes a 4-year-old to die. It's not the natural order of things. He went way before his time. Looking back, I'm not sure anyone else would wish for anything different, in that he was in his own room, in his own house, in his own bed, surrounded by love, enveloped in love. He had constant touch, physical touch. He was held. There wasn't a moment that he wasn't actually had someone sort of looking after him and being incredibly present and calm. And so it was a beautiful cocoon in which to hold him, and palliative care made that possible.
My sister and I and my dad, we were in the room when Mum passed, and they said, Mum couldn't, when they sedated her, she wouldn't be able to open her eyes or anything. Her last breath, she opened her eyes, she looked at me, she turned her head and looked at my sister, and then she died. That gave me peace, because, she knew we were all with her. So with Greg, how I talked about jumping in on the for my cuddle of a morning. So he passed away on the Tuesday lunchtime. So the Tuesday morning when I jumped in, he wasn't there. I could sense he wasn't there. Monday, I could still feel, it's weird, I can't explain it, but that Tuesday morning I'm like, no, he's gone. So then I'm like, I hope he doesn't last too much longer in this state. And we were lucky that he passed away 11:46 a.m. It's beautiful what they do when they've passed. You leave the room and they make them all nice. They prepare, I don't know how to say it, but they always look so much more at peace, and they put a flower in their hand, and then you can come in and you can spend as much time as you want. They're not rushing you out the door, so you've got time to say goodbye.
And the day he passed away, there was a few of us here, a few of his very close friends there, and
the medications were helped back a little bit. Sorry about that, but the medications, he had the he was in a bit of pain then, and we were waiting on a couple of people from New Zealand who'd flown in at midnight, and they had to get down. We're waiting on a phone call from a very beautiful old friend from Canada. We had music going like Tom Petty. He just loved Tom Petty. Yeah, that was a divine day.
It was a good day. In the morning.
Sorry, Don, you go.
In the morning, he said to me, "Mate, I think I'm going to die today." I said, "What's that?" He said, "I think I'm going to die today," and he did. The first time holding someone's hand, eyeballing them and listening to Tom Petty and squeezing to the beat of Tom Petty, and he just passed. It was pretty nice, pretty nice. Wasn't it?
So when he actually passed away, he stayed with us for ages on the bed, and we all just spent time with him, and we had Tom Petty playing. We had a hand-picked funeral directors who were wonderful, and they put Bo into a shroud. It was just beautiful. It was like this soft linen-y type thing, and had this headpiece around him. They brought him out on the gurney, and we're all sitting in the lounge room with a glass of red wine, and Tom Petty was playing. Remember this?
Yeah,
song?
We gave him a kiss,
and we all stood up when he came through. Not organised, but just all did it. And she gave him a cheer with a glass of red wine, and then the ladies just pulled this little shroud down over his head and took him out, put him in the van, and he was gone. And it was just like, wow, can't believe we did that, but we did it. And there were about 6 of us. I suppose we all had a cuddle and said, We did it. We gave him the perfect death. We gave him exactly what he wanted.
What he wanted. Mm.
Yeah.
It wasn't as difficult as...
And yes, it
You-
wasn't
you
as
would think.
difficult as you think. Mm.